Okay, loud. Wake him up. Wake him up, honey.
Sangye Shindu Mikte Uargi Roku Namdak Shingla Chuparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamya Tayami Sangye Chudam Soki Chognam La Changchu Bardu Dagni Japsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunam Gi Drola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Chudam Soki Chognam La Changchu Bardu Dagni Yapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunam Gi Drola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Chudam Soki Chognam La Changchu Bardu Dagni Yapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sunam Gi Drola Benchir Sangye Druparsho
Shogi Shmuggy. Okay, there's not much introduction needed for this. It's just more headaches.
Put your spatulas ready. Is there another smoothie down there? Smoothie. Yeah. Eventually done. The whole box.
Maybe just feel free to Irish it up a little if you.
I think he's saying you need a smoothie to do this next class.
Green would be good. Thank you. Yeah.
When did you start thinking about the day off?
Yesterday, really.
Actually, the first day. I started looking at the calendar. How many days is that?
I think about it before I get here.
That's gonna be so cool.
You should have a sleeping content. Okay, go, young man. I mean, drink your smoothie first. Probably need it.
Madrubna, ngopo dang mitak pa ni pensun tade yembata. Ngopo mitak pa dang tade yempa kang shik mitak pa ngopo dang tade yembe.
Oh my God.
I know.
What kind of toothpaste do you use? Pause on the kang shik, okay?
Kang
shik.
Kang shik.
Yeah, and then pause and then say mitapa. That's a tradition.
Okay.
Because it's like saying, first of all, you know, blah blah, and second of all, you really irritate me, you know. It's a double reason, right? Split reason.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. What's that mean?
Mutually exclusive. Well, ngopo, working thing and changing thing are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, good. No. Yeah, they are separate from each other.
Separate from each other. Okay.
Yeah, okay. They are, in Batal, they are.
Ngopo, mitakpadang tade.
Because first of all, they're...
The first reason.
They're
they're different from different from a working thing and changing thing?
Well, you say the syntax in English, you just take this tade and you put it between these two.
Okay, so it's working thing is different from changing
good.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Tibetan, the syntax is working thing, changing, separate.
Okay.
Right?
Unchanging thing is different from a working thing.
There's $100 laying on this question. Somebody give me the word that we met. It's a 4-syllable expression that we had yesterday for this idea.
Oh.
$100. I got it right here. It's probably safe, I'm thinking. And I'm not waiting an hour.
Look at my notes.
What's the expression? No, it's almost there, but I have a terrible memory.
Okay, nobody got it. Paryin Suyin.
Oh yeah, near and far.
I wasn't close.
Near
Come on, we
and
talked about
far.
it.
I know. I remember
Like
talking
2
about it
minutes.
now.
Yeah, I remember
Whose
that.
text was
wasn't
it?
on the
Was
tip
it
of
your
the
text?
tongue.
I think it was in words.
Paryin Suyin.
Yeah, near and far.
Let's spell
Or
that.
hither and thither.
This one is that, and that one is this.
Oh yeah, par is in Persian.
But what was the example?
That was Ben's.
It was my text.
Oh, okay.
Par.
I was totally.
Oh, cause and effect. They're both Ramshin. They're both Prakriti.
Mm.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
To be
are one
one-
another's.
something like
to be
that.
one is.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Anyway, I know
Yeah.
in Tibet.
P-H-A-R.
Yeah, and it was a miscarving.
In
And so it was really sexy.
and T-Z.
T-S-U-R.
T-S-U-R. Sorry.
Look for Tsuyin, you'll find it.
Like sore tone.
Paryin Tsuyin. It's not, it's very, I bet there's only, I'll make you another bet.
Yeah.
I bet there's less than 10 in the whole database. Okay.
Did that bet have money behind it, or
No.
what do you mean by another bet then?
Now, here is a very unsatisfying proof. Okay, you ready? Please read.
Tak rere ne jute, tak me yimbecher.
Which is?
Each of these reasons is
Good, nice.
Is
Ooh,
correct or
sexy.
established
Yeah, each of
because
these
they're-
2 parts of my split reason are correct.
because
Because,
they're without a self nature because they have no
yeah,
self.
because this thing is not itself.
What?
Because this thing is not itself.
Yeah.
That's like saying Sheja Yimbichun.
Yeah,
It's the same as saying Sheja
Because they're
Yimbichun.
existing.
What's Sheja
Mhm.
Yimbichun?
because there's some
Yeah,
that can be
because
known.
they
They're
exist.
knowable. Too.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, we really learned a lot.
Right.
yeah.
26 Party Syrians.
Oh, you're going to
How
add
much
some
do you owe me?
money.
Yeah.
That's a bag of beans.
Wait, did you include the uncategorized data list?
No, I did not.
10 times
We
more.
wouldn't
Okay.
know yet.
All right. Yeah, good. So it's not a very satisfying. But what he's saying is that you know, it's basically saying it's a kind of a frustrated way to say Sheja Yimbichun. Because everything's done. Everything has no self.
It's come earlier in the
Yeah.
text.
Yeah. Yeah.
About the section just before that, is he saying the same thing twice, just reverse the order of Nupo and Vitakpa?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay, so he just said, because functioning things are the same as
No.
as changing
Different
things.
things. Different.
Functioning
Or
things
different,
are
sorry,
separate from
Different.
Mm-hmm.
changing things, and changing things are separate from functioning.
And then in that
Syrian
case,
part.
yeah, all he did was reverse the order of the word.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's different
Well,
from this,
yeah.
but also-
The syntax. Okay, go.
Kachignare. Ngo chik yena ze chik yimbe kapsana.
Now this one's more difficult. Give me the 3 synonyms for Mochi.
Ze chik.
Zechik?
No, Zaychik is
Zaychik's
not
not
a
a
synonym.
Roughly.
Ngo
Another
chik.
treatise about how it wasn't
I don't know.
yesterday, but
Mochi. I'll give you that one for free.
No.
Ranshin.
Ramshin.
Ranshin. Okay. They all mean to be one is to be the other. Okay. To be Katie is to be a lady. Okay. But to be a lady is not to be Katie. So in that case, it only goes one way.
Okay.
So normally, Zechik is a synonym with those other 2 guys.
Okay.
But in this school, we're gonna see a problem. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Shija dang takpa ni churchin. Ze
Takpa.
chik takpa ni
No
churchin.
air here, no aspiration.
Okay. Takpa. Shija dang takpa ni churchin. Ze chik yimbata. Ngo chik yimbe
wait.
Oh, this is kachik. Yeah.
No, it's us. After you give your counterexample, you always go down.
That's right. Ze chik yimbata.
Yeah, you telling me they're Zechik? Why?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Ngo chik yimbe
Yeah, because they are. Because to be one is
Is
to be the other.
Yeah,
Okay.
got it.
Okay. So
That's not bad.
so we have to find another way to say Zechik.
Same stuff.
To be one is to be the other. To be one is to automatically be the other.
No, it can't be. 'cause
It
you
has to reflect the word Ze.
I was looking at how you did it in course
To be one
13.
substance.
How do they do it?
You well, in Zaychik you used to be one is to automatically be the other, and with Ngochik it was to be one is to be the other.
I think you're gonna have to adjust that.
Yeah.
You think about it. That's
Yeah.
your problem.
To be
Okay.
one item is to
Yeah.
be
Because of this argument.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
you're gonna
it's
have
not
to
exactly
say
the same.
substance.
Yeah, substance or stuff or material.
Yeah.
Substantial.
Substantially.
To be one is
Existence.
to substantially be the other. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Okay. Kappa K.
No, just because something is something, just because to be one is to be the other.
Nice, I'll kiss you.
Doesn't necessarily mean that
one is
to be
substantially
one,
the other.
yeah, one is substantially existent.
How do you say one is substantially the other? How about something like that?
Okay.
One is substantially.
The other.
Right, and then you can say something cute in the end of this, like, because it ain't substance.
Yeah, that's what's good. That's the punchline.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Go.
Madrupna, Shejandang Takpa Ni Churchin.
Not Takpa.
Takpa.
Yeah, good.
Shejandang Takpa Ni Churchin.
Yeah.
More Chik Yimbata, Dak Ni Chik Yimbacher.
Good. Yeah. By the way, that's a fourth synonym.
Yeah.
That's a fourth
Dak
synonym.
Ni Chik.
Dagnichik. So again, try to find a way to say if it's this, it's that. Don't say one selfness or something like that. That's what makes the translations of Dura texts up until Adam Andrade unreadable. And yours is going to jump to a new level. Okay? So please don't translate it as one
Locust.
essential being.
Common locus between two phenomena.
Anybody want to give a suggestion how to translate? It means ngolchik.
They're same nature.
No, I prefer you say if blah blah then blah blah. You see, if it's a Toyota, it's a car, and then add some adverb.
Is in itself or is itself in this case? To be this is to be
So
itself.
we covered the Zay, right?
Yeah.
To be one is to substantially be the other,
Mm-hmm.
and this is to be one is to have the other's identity. Or it means identity.
Okay.
Dagni.
Have the same nature.
You know, identical.
Well, that's a different idea.
We're talking about
Yeah,
class
that's a
instead.
different idea. They're not identical.
Yeah.
Have the other's identity.
I mean, one is
One's
one's
identity
one's a
is
concept
covered by
as
the
well.
other. You figure it out.
Okay.
Next time you come here, you tell us what's your proposal,
Okay.
and we will tie it to the tail of a dog.
Yeah, right.
You know this story?
Run it up.
Yeah.
Yes,
of course.
Everyone
In
understands
ancient
us.
India, if you had a stupid idea, you wrote it down, and everybody looked at it, and then if they disagreed, they tied it to a dog's tail, and they ran the dog around the town.
Or dog.
That's Adam's translation of dog.
Gracie would totally like
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
poked him with 1,000 needles.
Oh man.
No, that was later.
On fire.
Okay, go.
Madrupna, Sheja dan takpa ni tak ni chik yimbata.
Good.
Sheja takpa dan tak ni chik yimba kang shik.
Wait, give me a bigger kangshik.
Kang shik.
No, pause between
Oh,
them.
kang
Kangshik.
shik. Kang shik.
Good.
Alright. Kang shik.
Good.
Takpa sheja dan tak ni chik yimba.
Yeah, good. He just flipped him, right? Probably. Yeah, he just flipped him. Okay. Kangshik. Kangshik is like, it's like when you start an English sentence with you're angry at someone that they didn't do something you asked. You said, first of all, you know, that's kangshik, because it means I'm going to give you more than one reason. Okay.
So he just gave us the synonyms again.
Say it as if he had said ngochik. Translate it as if he had said ngochik. Sheja
She-
tapa da ngochik.
To be an existing thing is to automatically be an unchanging thing. Unchanging.
Feel
Yeah.
comfortable?
No.
No.
Well, if you were to say,
The archetype.
because I mean, not only that, but the category of reality, because we.
Yeah, good.
Translate.
So now you have to make it plural.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or to be unchanging.
No,
To
you
be
have to make
unchanging
sheja
things.
plural.
Yeah,
No, you have to make sheja plural.
right. To be all existing. No,
Yeah,
but it doesn't
to
say
be
that.
things
Yeah.
is to be unchanging.
To be existent.
You
to
see,
be
so you got to
reality.
add an S.
Sufficiently.
Then you're okay.
Mhm.
But you can't say to be a thing is to be unchanging.
You could just drop the thing
Okay.
and say thing.
Thing.
To be
Yeah,
thing.
that's even
To be-
better.
Yeah, that's
Well,
Yeah, to be
that's-
things
Yeah.
is to be unchanging.
yeah, things.
Is things unchanging?
No, that's a little ambiguous too.
If
I
it's
think.
the inclusive.
No, it's perfect.
Things,
Things. Things is unchanging.
knowable
Do
things,
we have to do?
existing
You can say
things.
noble things.
Yeah,
as
that's what I
existing
was wondering, too.
You can say existing things. What's that?
Do we have to do?
I don't think so.
Things?
Things are unchanging. Things is.
No,
It would
things
be
are not
clearer.
unchanging. Things
Yeah,
is
right.
unchanging,
I'm
but
trying to
things
help our
aren't.
poor reader.
Just quote things.
Well, you
Say
see,
quote things, or
don't
can
help the
say thing.
reader too much because he was supposed to get confused here.
All right, all right.
don't forget that, okay? If the author wants the reader confused, let them be confused.
Right. It's
Okay.
sufficiently ambiguous.
It's supposed to be confusing. Okay? If the author's being cranky, be cranky.
Yeah.
Follow the authors. When you're translating for somebody, try to be what they are. If they're warm, be warm. If they're being crazy, be crazy. Okay?
Mixed nuts.
Mixed nuts.
Sufficiently ambiguous.
Yeah, right.
And to be
I keep saying.
To be an unchanging thing is to be
careful.
existing things,
It's also, I'm
To
still
be
not true.
things.
noble things.
Yeah, that's true. To be an unchanging thing is to
Mhm.
be
No.
No.
It's
Oh, that's
one
a
of
cool
noble things.
That's great.
Or
Yeah.
noble
Just added
things.
that.
One of?
Yeah.
Suddenly it's true. If only that were in the Tibetan.
You know, the nature of the Tibetan is they don't clarify it. But
Right.
you're going to have to clarify it in English. You can't say, if something is unchanging, it's things. Well, I guess you can.
It's the same
It
level
means
of
it's a
ambiguity.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's Toyota and car.
Yeah.
Unchanging things are Toyota. Things is car.
Now. Yeah.
Cars. Okay.
Part of noble. Part of noble.
So good luck.
Okay.
You might have to use different words here,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
which would kind of ruin the suspense of the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Now, he said, I disagree that to be things is to be unchanging.
Mm-hmm.
He's in between here. He said, I disagree that to be things is to be unchanging. Because there's a debate. I mean, when I first was learned this,
When you're first
I didn't
learning
agree
things-
to it because Rinpoche insisted that if something included changing and unchanging things, it had to be unchanging.
Unchanging.
Right.
And I said, to me, if a thing's 50% changing and 50% unchanging, it's got to be unchanging. He
Right.
said, no, we don't say that.
I'm on his side.
Okay. Or maybe the idea is that no matter what different forms the universe takes, it's always the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
You
was
can make a planet, or you can make a star, or you can make a,
Coffee cup.
coffee cup. But the stuff doesn't change. It's just different. It's numbers.
But anytime you group a thing with an unchanging thing, you've just turned it into a concept that can't change in this school.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so anyway, he said, just because something is things doesn't mean it has to be unchanging. And this is where I had this problem when I was being learned it. Sheja, please read.
Tak Dangbo Madrupna.
Yeah.
Sheja Church.
Stretch this out.
Sheja Churchin.
Yeah.
Tak Padang. Tak Ni Chik Imbata. Tak Pa Yimbe.
Wow. Okay.
Dampo.
Yeah, that's okay.
What?
Consider things.
Mm-hmm.
To be things is to be unchanging.
Could we use a part of reality for Sheja?
Well, what about reality as a whole?
That's where I would be able to kind of change it up when I needed to.
I don't know.
I mean,
I like things because it's so. I like
why not things?
translations that are fundamental.
Okay.
Things is so
Yeah.
fundamental.
Things singular is even more fundamental and doesn't.
I had a debate with somebody a long time ago, which was they said, well, thing means working thing in English, but I don't think so.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it
It's
always
a thing,
does.
like a concept. Or
Yeah.
something.
But if you don't say if you just say thing,
Yeah. That
you
makes
see,
sense.
thing is unchanging. If I say a thing is not unchanging. A thing is.
Okay, well, let's keep going and see if
Sorry.
it helps.
I'm not saying a
Take
thing.
things.
Yeah.
To be things is to be
It's automatically
unchanging.
unchanging.
It's, by the way, it's a hierarchical switch, right?
Right.
To be unchanging is to be.
Normally,
changed.
Sheja's at the top of the ladder,
Yeah.
and you got Dakpa and Mitakpa.
Right.
Mhm.
But here you got Dakpa up here, and you got Sheja,
Which is
and,
pretty cool. Because
You
Sheja's
see what I
also
mean?
above it and below it.
and they can be flipped. You see what I mean? It's not Sheja's always at the top of the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway, Sheja to Dakpa da dani chini matao, Dakpa yimbe chira. It is two Dakpa because it's one kind of Dakpa.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Duma Chicken Nunka. There's space, there's there's cessations.
Those are
to be talk
They are Shijans, aren't they?
They're not things.
They're not ngopo
They're
They're not things in general. They're one kind of things.
or cheja. Yeah.
Then the hierarchy gets
So
switched
when you have Sheja as one of a subset and
of Takpa.
right, and
Yeah.
then
And then Duma taking
other stuff like
uncreated space gets to
that
be
sort of
separate.
implies that uncreated space is not a Sheja.
Why?
It's not
Oh, it's not.
Sheja Z. Because the S means all Shejas. Anyway, here we go.
Okay.
Ta Nipa Man. Go ahead.
Tak nipa madrupna. Tak pa churchin.
Nice.
Sheja dang tak ni chik yimbarta.
Uh-huh.
Sheja yimbecher.
Yeah, there you go. Let's take.
Unchanging things.
Good.
Sheja.
To be an unchanging thing is to
Is to automatically be a
Knowable thing.
thing. Yeah.
a noble thing.
Mhm.
Okay, because
Because it is
It's-
a noble thing.
it is one noble thing or something like that.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, you have to add
Sheja.
Okay.
and change that.
That's fine.
Oh, that's kind of. Yeah.
I mean, we're doing straight Chichira now.
Now somebody said they are Zaychik.
They're substantially
now we're
one.
talking.
To be one is to substantially be the other.
They said to not be.
If you,
No, this is our wrong Luke.
right.
My
If you
input.
go back to
He
the
said,
start
I agree that
of
Sheja and Tapa are Zaychik.
Uh-huh.
To be one is to essentially be the is
Mainly.
is
To
is to
substantially.
substantially be the other.
Now
I
he's
agree.
not
Uh-huh.
agreeing.
Yeah,
No.
it's my
He's
important.
not agreeing.
No, he agreed and we said no.
Oh yeah, it's
Right,
always
right.
not. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
This
So-
is Kachik now. saying no.
Sheja dang tak pani churchin.
Yeah.
Ze chik mayambata. Or
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Good, Mayamba
Yeah.
Tao.
Ze-
By the way, stay down until you get to the Tao.
okay.
Mayamba Tao.
Yeah, okay. Ze chik mayambata.
Mayamba Tao.
Mayambata.
Good. Zaychik Mayamba Tao.
Ze mayambecher.
Yeah, that's why he wrote this Kachigma. We're
Because they're
supposed to
substantial.
know that unlike Ngo Chik and Rangxing Chik and Dagni Chik, now we have 4, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Zay Chik can't be used for unchanging things.
Right.
Can't say substantially.
Right.
Oh,
Because there's no
okay.
substance.
Okay? Because they're not at Zay.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because they're not substantial. Okay. Madrupna. Sheja dang tak pani churchin.
Yeah, and here's the clarifier.
Ze mayambata.
Noble.
Nupo
Say that
mayambecher.
again.
Ze ze mayambata.
No.
Mayambata.
The 3 go.
Mayambata.
Good, yeah. Zay Mayamba
Nupo mayambecher.
Yeah. Now you got a big lesson right here, you know.
Okay.
Zay and then ngopo yin bekyap.
Uh-huh.
Zay and then ngopo yin bekyap.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
If something is in this school, substantial,
Uh-huh. Ze.
it must be doing
Substance.
something.
It must be ngopo.
It must be doing something.
Uh-huh.
Okay? In this school, if something's substantial, it must be doing something.
Yeah,
Got
it
it.
makes sense.
Okay?
Right.
Ideas don't do things.
If it's been
Cars do.
working. Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, could you? I mean, I know they're not the same terms, but Bimpo and Zay
Bumble.
kind of seem very
Bumble.
like
There's
they're pointing
Zays
towards
that
the
aren't
same
Bimbo.
idea.
Really? Like what?
Really?
Mind.
No. Mind. Oh.
That's a Nopo.
Yeah, of course.
But it's
It's a
anything
nipple.
Is
No,
anything
it's-
that's a Nopo? It's
there's-
I mean, in some people.
The
Uh,
3
after 6.
categories of
he did.
functioning things. Yeah, actually, sorry.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Makyabna.
Makyabna Kyapayaparta?
No.
No.
Kaba.
Kyapayaparta. Kyapayaparta.
Kaba. Well, the Kaba's higher.
Yeah.
Kyapayaparta. Kaba.
Kyapayaparta.
My goal is that you could have a debate on a phone with a geshe and he wouldn't know you're a foreigner.
I'd like that.
That's the test.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Okay.
As long as it's not Geshe Lozai.
Ngupo dang zeni dan chik yambecher.
What's that mean?
They're synonymous.
Yeah, good.
Working
That's
thing
nice.
and substantial, and to be a substantial thing are,
Yeah,
are synonymous.
Synonymous. In this school.
Yeah.
Okay. if it's almost like real. If it's, ze, it must do something. Okay? It's got to do something. Okay, here we go.
Kachignare, ngopo dang ze chik yina, ze chik yimbe capsarn.
Whoa, this is going to be a headache.
Okay.
Okay, translate.
Suppose someone comes along and says that
If something
is a working thing,
No,
or if something is a substantially existing thing,
no.
Necessary.
If something is such that...
if something is such that it exists, then it's necessarily a working thing?
No, if something is... Okay, I'm just going up to yin. Are you ready?
Oh, okay.
If something
Alright.
is such that to be it is to be
Be
substantially
substantial,
a working thing.
Okay, okay.
If something is such that to be it is to substantially be a working thing,
then to be it is to
then
be substantial. Okay.
they must be...
Substantial.
Then to be one must be substantially be... I don't think so. Let's go. Let's look. You see, you can't be Zechik by yourself.
Right? Yeah.
If something is to be
You could also change the accent here and say Ze Chik Yimbe Kyap. It must be a Ze.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see how the response goes, and
It
then
must
we'll
be-
go back and fix the question.
Okay.
If it were...
Let's look at the... Okay.
Kawadan.
If something... If it to be something is to substantially be a working thing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then it must be substantially a thing. That's what it says. Okay? I'll
Okay.
say it again.
Uh,
If to be something is to substantially be a working thing, then it must substantially be something.
You say if something exists as a working thing, then
I don't want to go there.
No. Okay.
I'll say it again. If something is such that to be it is to substantially be a working thing, okay?
Uh-huh.
Then it must be substantially the thing.
Okay.
He wants it to be like that. When you get to the example, you'll see why.
Yeah, sorry.
When you get to the counterexample,
Yeah.
you'll see why. And this is a famous one, and young monks wrap their heads around it for about a couple weeks. Young monks in the monastery struggle with it for a couple weeks.
But we should have it in a year flat.
Okay. There you go.
Kawadan Bumpa Ni Church.
Church.
Zechik Yimbata.
No. Oh yeah. Sorry, you're right. Zechu Yimbata.
Ngopo Dang Zechik Yimbecher.
Okay. I'm gonna do the reason first because it's easier. Okay. Now this is a kind of counterexample that young monks learn to use. And can you say I'm going to talk about Anton's horse piss tea and sorry, it's an old Tibetan joke for what a doctor gives you that doesn't taste so good. Tai Jimba.
Tai Timba.
If you want to learn to anyway. So can I say let's talk about these two as one thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about these two together. Okay, all cars are beautiful. But let's take your car and your car. Okay. So the Chechen, the counterexample, has two elements, and it's considered one thing. Okay, got it? Not so hard, right? So the two most common things that you point to in a room in Tibet are
Coffee table and a coffee cup.
literally a pillar and a
Water pitcher.
because they didn't have steel.
Mm-hmm.
So all roofs had to have pillars because they didn't grow trees. So they had little tiny pieces of wood and they had to have pillars between, there was no long pieces of wood. So every room would have a pillar in it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's take those two. Are you telling me that to be one is to substantially be the other? Why? Because to be them is to substantially be a working
Working
thing.
thing. This is to be them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or this pair.
To be that.
Yeah.
that pair.
Yeah, maybe it's better to say pair because it's a single verb. The pair is not so good. Okay.
Is it
Unless you're
be that?
British and you say the team are
think
coming
so.
out today.
Is it a day?
Say again?
Or can you say that? To be that instead of
You could say that if you want.
we want to be substantially.
Consider the pair
ambiguous.
of a pillar and a water pitcher. Okay,
Uh-huh.
they must be such that to be one is to be the other.
Substantially be the other, right?
Substantially be the other, because to be them is to substantially be a working thing.
Cool.
I guess.
Yeah.
Now you can go back and write the kachi. Because now you know
Yeah.
what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
So if you put any two working things together, they remain as a working thing.
Seems like. That's something we learned just now. Okay. Calvin K. Well, according to you, to be one must be to substantially be the other.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say that. Yeah, you did.
just got
Because
to
to
say
be them is to be a working thing. Okay?
Okay.
Madrugna, I disagree that these two are working things.
Right. That's what I would.
I disagree that to be these two is
This
to
should
be
be
a
a
working thing. I disagree. Okay? And didn't you feel smart about how we're translating Loachik? Whose text we got to yesterday? Oh, your text.
Yeah, also Hagnology.
And his author, who is your author? Johnny Lama?
Tony Lama.
He said, look, they don't think Loachik like we think Loachik.
Right.
When they say one essence, Loachik, they mean something else. It's
Yeah.
not what we mean.
Right.
Right.
That means he understands or he recognizes that what we mean is to be one is to be the other.
Yeah. And they literally.
Okay? And that means Choni Lama was sensitive to the meaning of Loachik. Okay, go.
Kawa dang bompa ni churchin.
Yeah.
Ngopo dang zeche yembata.
Wait, you went medium.
Yembata.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah.
Yimbata?
Yembata? Ngopo chedra yembecher.
Yeah, we're getting into Chichida.
Uh,
Okay. Translate. If you
Um,
disagree.
if you disagree, then let's consider the two a coffee pot and a coffee table.
Good.
To be a working thing.
No, to
if
be
something-
them
To be them is to automatic.
is so to be.
Is so to be a working thing.
Good. Why?
Because they are. What do you say?
some sense of working thing. Or,
Yeah, you could say
subs-
something like that.
I like
You could say
subset.
something.
I mean,
You
I
don't
know
have to
that's
say
what it says,
subset.
but
No, you choose
a
your
class
words.
of.
They're one
I
kind
don't know.
of. If you
One
want
kind
it,
of.
Subset.
Yeah.
they're one kind of.
A
working
type
thing.
of.
Type.
Say
They're similar.
type.
They are one of the members in the group of working things.
Oh.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
you
it's
could say
it's
something.
wordy.
I mean, traditionally we have said characteristic of,
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, that's the way it's done in 13.
Well,
yeah.
that's
because you wanted to
that's
make trouble
if
for
you
us.
meditate on emptiness a long time.
Um,
But yeah, you could try that.
Or there are specific.
that doesn't sound like a praise.
Well, let me think about it.
And since
You could say they are character.
Because they're characteristic of working thing.
Yeah,
it's an
Okay.
example.
Not
of,
a
it's an instance
characteristic.
of-
The
Example
characteristic
of-
of.
yeah,
Yeah. With
It's
the
an occurrence of-
agigui there.
yeah. I mean, we could jump there. I'm happy if we do.
Really?
just that
It's gonna make
it is
people
a
think.
Okay. I need it.
It means they are typical of
Right.
Working
Working
thing.
that quality.
Yeah.
See, working
Typical.
thingness. They are typical of that
They
quality.
exhibit that.
And
Let's try it.
Okay.
It's gonna take some guts to defend it. Okay, but it's absolutely correct. It's more correct than anything else. Okay. Tsaranduna. This means I agree they are Zechik.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Zechik.
Zechik.
Yeah. I agree that to be
Yeah.
Kawa is to be a Bumba.
substantially.
Substantially.
That the,
Okay.
Yeah. Kabomni is a
the two together is a pair?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, is it,
No, now he split them.
yeah, that's where it was.
Right.
Okay,
Oh, now we are
he's
splitting.
equivocating.
Back.
That's the problem. It's an equivocation. He doesn't use Zechik the second time in the same way he used it the first time. Okay.
How can you
Yeah.
tell the difference? Well, the
Yeah.
Zetane?
Because you just see if it's wrong or right.
Zetane. The
Well, let's
Zetane.
go slow. Let's take
coffee.
coffee. Let's take a coffee table and a coffee cup.
The two.
No, they're not.
No, they're not substantially
one.
Because they're substantially different.
Yeah, that just means. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
To be one is not to be the other.
I'll try to find some.
Okay, you all right with that?
Yeah.
They're not Zeichik.
Yeah.
Together, they are Zeichik with Mupo.
Yeah.
Right.
But compared to each
Considered-
other, they're not
I see.
Zeichik.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, the giveaway is also that
To
he's
be a
that
coffee
makes
cup
sense.
is not to be
A
a
coffee table.
coffee table.
Right.
And to be a coffee table is not to be a coffee cup.
Although
And
they
to be
still
a coffee
exist
cup
within
and a
that.
coffee table is to be a working table.
Yeah, but they exist under the umbrella of working thing.
I mean, the giveaway is that when he does or doesn't say me.
Right.
Yeah, he's being
But
nasty.
he did say
He did say knee right there. didn't he?
Well,
Here
he
he said-
does in the
That's
Chuchin, but he doesn't when he's
in the response.
separating them. He doesn't when he
In the
says
tell.
that they're.
But he didn't say me.
Madrupna, Kaladan Bumpa Ni Churchin, Ze Tade Yimbata, Mopo Kang Shik, Ze Pensun Drame Shin Yimbechu. Drame Din Shimbe, Shin Yimbechu.
The way you phrase this one is two and two. Jame Dunshin.
Drame Din Shin
Yeah,
Yimbechu.
good. And that's a famous
Drame
expression.
Din Shin
Jame
Yimbechu.
Dunshin. Okay? They are different things who don't share a relationship. They are different
Yeah.
things, Dunshin,
Which
that don't share any relationship.
completely separate
And we're
objects.
going to study relationship later, but there's two kinds.
Drame.
Identity and possession.
Okay.
Okay, so to be one is to be the other, or to have one is to have the other, or something like that, okay? So they don't have any, there's no necessary relationship between these two. They can survive on their own, okay? They are separate things, and they have no necessary relationship, okay? And that's mutual. This is not connected to that, and this is not connected to that, okay? All right, so first of all, they are working things, okay? And they are separate
separate
things
objects
which have
no
no connection
relationship.
to each other. Pension to each other.
Okay.
Okay?
To each other.
So that's almost a definition of Zetade.
Okay. To be substantially different.
Okay? They are.
Yeah.
He had to throw in Lupo. If
Right.
he had said Ngo Chik here,
Yeah.
Ngo Tade Yimbatal, he didn't have to say Lupo. Because to be a Ngo Chik, you don't have to be Lupos.
Yeah, but
You don't
to
have to
be
be changing things. But
Okay.
if you're going to be Zeichik, you
Yeah.
got to be changing things. Okay?
Alright.
Okay?
I'm comfortable. Yeah.
All right, we got through it. Now it's for something harder. Oh, good. Okay.
Kachignare, Sheja Dang, Dak Ni Chik Yimbe Yina. Dak Ni Chik Yimbe Kap Serna.
Yeah.
Serna? Yimbe Kap Serna.
This is the same game. Translate slowly. Think about it before.
Alright.
You know, if someone says translate, then just shut up. Don't say anything. Don't feel obliged to say something. You say, okay, translate, then go. No, get it in your head first.
Okay.
The whole thing.
Okay.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
And then, don't go halfway and go, I don't know. Okay.
So your mic fell off.
I know, I'm recording my butt. Yeah, good. I mean, but don't fall asleep. Everybody's waiting, he's going.
If something is such
Nice, oh, I'll kiss you again.
if something is such,
Such
that to be one,
To be
it is to be a working, or is to be an existing,
Thing.
is to be a knowable thing.
Good, I like it. Yeah.
Then it is necessarily the case that to be it is to be it. Hold on.
Yeah,
'cause
now the second
Danese-
part
the
is
second-
nasty.
I'm trying to put the second part
is
in there.
nasty. Yeah. Then it must be one with. You see,
It
it
must
doesn't.
be one with itself.
No, it doesn't. He didn't tell you the second half. Then it
one
must
with.
be one
It's
with.
just like a cliffhanger.
Then to be, it must be.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see, he
Okay.
didn't tell you.
And that's where this.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the problem.
Then to
Then
be it is to be.
must be the.
It must be itself.
Well, if it's
No,
a
it's
Sheja,
not.
then
I thought it
it
was
must
itself.
exist. It must be.
If something is such that to be it is to be a noble thing,
Yeah.
Then it must be
then there must be
something that we're
being it.
talking about.
is to be something. That's all. We don't know what. You see?
Okay.
Okay. It means like you can have a relationship with someone. If you have a relationship with someone, then you must have a relationship. Okay, that's okay.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That's similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the subject is different. Okay. Because when you say the first half,
Mhm.
you're saying that a coffee cup and a coffee table.
Mhm.
To be a coffee cup and a coffee table is to be a noble thing.
Mhm.
Then you're changing the subject when you get to the second part. But to be a coffee cup is not to be the coffee table.
Yeah.
You're not talking about the same two things in the second half that you're talking about in the first half.
Right.
That's the pain in the ass here.
You
Got it? You see what I mean?
Doc, you mean something different in
First
the
half,
second
you're
part?
No,
talking
the
about
Sheja and the
noble
duck.
The first half is talking about two things,
Right.
and the second half is talking about two things, but they're not talking about the same two
Right.
things.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
is
That's the
coffee,
problem.
one is noble.
What's
see.
the second thing in the second part?
The two things in the second part are the coffee cup and the coffee table. The two things in the first part are coffee cup and coffee table and noble
A
thing.
noble thing. Okay.
He's equivocating.
I see. Yeah.
See.
But the second equivocation is not clear till later. So you have to make it not clear when you
Okay.
translate it.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
try. Let me try. If something is such that to be it is to be a noble thing, then to be must be to be.
And to be, it must be to be.
Yeah, that's all. That's all it says. If
Okay.
something is such that to be it is to be a noble thing, then to be is to be.
But you wouldn't put the it
No,
and to be
no, because that breaks.
Yeah. It
Could
would,
you
The
say-
it in the first half is both things together.
right.
The it in the second half is these things sing separately.
then
so
to
you
be
can't
is
say
to
that.
be.
I see.
Then to be is to be.
D-
That's not bad.
it's
If something is such that to be it is to be a noble thing,
Close.
then to be is to be.
and to be.
That's exactly a good translation.
I'll use it.
Okay? It should be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Mind push-ups.
When I was first studying Tibetan, we read, who's the famous doctor, Kagyu doctor?
Oh.
Milarepa's student, Gampopa.
Gampopa.
We read his Kagyu Lamrim, and we were using a translation by a German philosopher.
Oh Lord.
And it was incomprehensible, totally incomprehensible. And Gunther,
Is it
yeah,
Gunther?
and I can talk about it because he's gone, I think.
Yeah.
But he didn't know anything, and it was all wrong. And we were like, God, this is so deep. I can't understand anything. No, we were more attracted to it because we couldn't figure out
You
anything.
try to crack it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Kawa dang bompa ni chen. Dak ni chik yimbata. Sheja dang dak ni chik yimba.
this is our counterexample.
Oh yeah, dak ni yimbata.
Danichik Yimbata.
Yimbata. Sheja dang dak ni chik yimba.
Oh, this is brutal.
Yeah.
So it's considered the two.
Let's take the two of the coffee cup and the coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's coffee table and coffee cup.
Coffee table and coffee
Let's take
cup.
those two. Are you saying that to be one is to be? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you saying that to be one is to be?
Yeah.
Why do you
Yeah.
say that? Well, because to be them is to be a noble thing.
Okay.
So it goes back to them.
You got to leave it ambiguous here.
Yeah,
This
with
part
that
has to be
second line.
ambiguous. Are you
Yeah,
telling
with
me
the
that to be is to be? You can't even say one.
He's continuing to
You can't even say one because then you mess it up. Okay? Let's take a coffee table and a coffee cup. Are you saying that to be is to be? Why you say that? Well, because to be them is to be a noble thing. And you said if something was such that to be it is to be a noble thing, then to be is to be.
come you can't say to be one with itself or something?
No, you can't say that
Because that's
because
cheating.
then you split them up.
Well, doesn't the tell have to apply to the chichen?
Well, we're actually going to get into that in Nick's text today.
Uh-oh.
You know where your text goes?
I can't tell.
There's a very, 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 very sexy presentation of the 8 or 10 differences between the two Madhyamika schools.
Oh, that's amazing.
And he threw it in there
Wow.
for no reason at all.
Some good
And it's a
scenes.
very famous thing. Like I remember one Lama came to just teach that for 3 weeks.
Wow.
You know, and
And how?
in Wisconsin. Geshe Sipa taught it. He taught it for two or 3 weeks. Yeah, and it's very famous and it's very deep, and it's the difference between the two middle way schools. If you study that, you understand the difference.
The logic not
But
having
it's
its
difficult,
power.
and he threw it in your text for no reason at all, because your text is supposed to be Hinayana anyway.
Right.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
See, for all
I think
you
you just
yeah.
wanted to do it.
Sounds like this.
Okay.
By the way, it's a little ADD.
What's the dong doing between Sheja and Dakni Chik? I mean, I'm starting getting that Dakni Chik. We should
Where?
look at that as
Sheja.
one phrase in the cheer.
Oh, that's
Right.
just the syntax of using
No,
Dharmi Chi.
463
Yeah, no, that's.
in the cheer.
Oh, by the way, that's great that you use the number.
Mm.
Yeah, you can just say, I guess I have trouble with 463.
I have trouble with 463.
No, here the dung is a real normal dung.
What's that? Okay, so
It's not this dung. This dung is not a normal dung. You know, it to be one is to be the other. This dung means to be one is to be the other. This dung is just and.
Okay.
Okay.
Which also applies to the dong in the reason of 463 is the one that doesn't mean and.
No, this one means to be one is to be the other.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So you got both dungs in one
Dung.
sentence.
Oh man.
This dung is and. This
Oh,
dung is
oh,
to
yeah.
be one is to be the other.
that's the one I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two different dungs here.
The,
So the Dakni Chik we read as one thing. We don't take out the Chik
Right.
and the Dakni.
Yeah.
We read it
Or
as
the
one
dong.
thing, and it means to be
Yeah.
is to be.
To be one is to be the other.
But in,
like
It would be
but in
dung
the tell,
duck chick.
in the tell part, she's saying it's not even to be one is to be the other. It's just
I'll just translate
it's
it.
all the
Okay.
imperative.
Let's consider
Well,
a
that's
coffee
right.
table and a coffee cup. Are you telling me that to be is to be?
wow.
We can't say what yet. We can't say what yet, or it ruins the suspense. Are you telling me that to be is to be? You can't say to be one is to be the other.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Because there's
Not
only
yet.
yeah, it's one object. Yeah.
Because then you're ruining. Then you're
That is
split.
to be.
Then what?
We dropped the punchline.
Because
too early.
then what was in here is not the two guys in the first half are not the two guys in the second half.
Mhm.
You can't reveal that yet. I'll say it again. The two guys in the first half are these two taken together and knowable things up here. The two guys in the second half are these guys taken in relationship to each other. It's equivocation. He's changing the subject halfway through the changing horse halfway through the
Between the
speech.
chichen and the tell.
But you can't reveal that yet. You see, you can't.
Mhm.
You can't. That's why you have to say to be is to be. You can't say what to be. Okay, because the minute you say it or them, you already blew it.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Because the first half is them, and the second half is, sorry, the first half is it,
Yeah.
and the second half is them,
Yeah.
and you can't reveal it yet.
Right.
Okay.
So then your cheer is
Okay, so I'll just translate this. So let's take a coffee table. Let's take the two. Now he says two.
Mhm.
Let's take the two of a coffee table and a coffee cup. Are you saying that to be is to be? And then you say, why do you say that?
Mhm.
Well, to be them is to be a noble thing. To be them
Together.
is to be a noble thing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all. And we didn't get anywhere else yet.
Okay.
Are you saying that to be is to be? Because to be them is to be a noble thing.
Okay.
So in the cheer, he's back to the bear of the coffee.
Kabake.
Each one.
Makyap. Then he says
Not
makyap.
necessarily.
Between 463 and 464, he says makyap.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily
That's
so.
not necessarily the case.
As a pair, they can be one with noble things.
Thing.
They, to be them,
Right.
if you're them,
You're a noble.
you're a noble thing. If that's true, it's not necessarily true that to
To be
be
is to.
is to be.
Oh,
Okay?
wow.
If we're still talking about the same chechen,
Mm-hmm.
if we're not equivocating, it is a kava.
Yeah.
It is a kava. If to be them is to be noble things, then to be them is to be something.
Right.
Oh.
Okay? That's okay. That is a kava.
Right.
But if you don't clarify
He's not going to be that nice.
what's it mean, the second half, if you just say to be is to be, then he's got to say, well
That
what's
doesn't necessarily
to be?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily
See
mean.
what I mean? He's got to say makyao, you know,
Uh-huh.
okay? Because then he's thinking, well, you could split them and say to be that is to be that, and that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's worried
Okay?
about.
So tell me what you mean when you say to be
Is to be.
is to be. Tell me first what you mean. Do you mean if these two as a unit are, if to be them is to be a noble thing, okay?
Right.
Big cloud.
Yeah.
If you're saying that to be them is to be this,
That okay?
then I agree.
Yeah.
If that's what you mean by to be is to be, then I agree.
Yeah.
But if you mean to be this is to be that, I disagree. He's waiting to see what did you mean when you said to be is to be. Okay? Are you gonna suddenly pop this on me and split them and say, okay, then to be this is to be that? I never said that. Yeah, you said to be is to be. Well, I thought you were talking about to be is to be. Okay, got it?
Yeah, so he's just being really careful.
He's being good. Yeah, the opponent is like, no, that's not a kibba. The problem is he started with that.
Yeah.
That was his idea.
Yeah.
If to be these is to be sheja, then to be
That's
is
right.
to be,
Right. Yeah.
without clarification.
Uh-huh.
That was his position.
Gotcha.
He started that way.
Yeah.
This is all his mess.
This is all his
That's why you got to
Yeah,
tell our
Kevin,
donut right after
You're
that.
the one who
Right,
said
right.
that. You're the one who said that.
Yeah.
If the to be these is to be this, then to be is to be.
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably breathing a sigh of relief. Let's finish these two.
Okay.
I disagree. Then I change my story. Between 463 and 464, I don't say makyat, I say
Damadu.
damadu.
Uh-huh.
That's his other option, right?
Yeah.
Then I say damadu, which means coffee table and coffee cup are not such that to be one, to
Is
be
to be a
them
noble thing.
is to be a noble thing.
Uh-huh.
I disagree.
Uh-huh.
Ah, come on. To be those two, let's take those two.
Yeah.
To be them is so
To
to
be
be.
a noble
You have to
thing.
use that so
It
very
is so.
effectively in your
Yeah.
book. In your book, the so is crucial.
Yeah.
It is so when the tell. When
Yeah.
the tell's going up,
Yeah.
I want to see a so.
Okay. Yeah.
It is so the case, and I want to see it italicized.
Yeah. I've been on that.
Just like Katie's arguing with you, you know. It is so. Okay, it is so the case that to be them is to be a noble thing. Because they're noble things. That's that weak dogme in Beijing.
Yeah. It's to be selfless.
Okay, because they are what they are. Thanks.
Yeah.
Now this is the more interesting one. Here's where he equivocates. Here's where he splits them. Okay? If you agree
Mm-hmm.
that to be is to be, just because they were. Okay, it's that cute. It's that cute. If you agree that it must be true that to be is to be, because they were. Because as a pair they were a sheja, then to be is to be. If you agree to that idea, okay, well let's split them. Now you see where the trap is.
Yeah.
So, okay, well let's
This is dirty.
call them Burmese churches.
Mm-hmm. Consider
No,
the
they're
two.
not. No, they're not to be is to be. Well, because they're Del Me, Dunshin
Mm-hmm. Is there separate and
things that
yeah,
share
they have
no
no
connection.
relationship. Yeah.
Now it's suddenly here's the
Yeah.
punchline, you know.
Because he claimed, can we just see his kachi real quick, the original kachi?
Yeah. He was sloppy.
He said,
She
okay.
just-
He didn't say who the elements were in the second half. He just said to be is to be. if something, if these two things, if to be these is to be a noble thing, then to be is to be, because that is one to be to be. He's almost right.
Yeah.
It is one kind of to be is to be.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you don't specify it, you could be talking
Right.
to be this
To
is to
this,
be
yeah.
that,
Or to be them is to be.
or to be
noble
that is
thing.
to be that.
Okay.
Right.
Got it?
Yeah.
And the equivocation is that, or he could be saying to be these is
Yeah.
to be noble thing.
Yeah, it could have been okay.
Right.
It is. Kyo sheja dango chikina,
Yeah.
chik sheja dango chikin. Something is the same as sheja
Right.
if these are the same as sheja.
Right. Yeah.
But he didn't say chik.
Yeah.
No.
He didn't say a. He just said to be is to be.
Well,
If he had said to be them is to be it, then there'd be no argument. He'd be okay.
Yeah, or
And how would you
something.
say that in Tibetan? To be them is to be it?
Konyi ina ko yinbe kyo. Or something like that.
Kyo?
Konyi ina sheja. Konyi sheja dan dangi chik. Konyi sheja dan dangi chik. Ngo chik. Not say
Something
chik.
is to exist. Is
To
to
be
something
them
is
is
to
to
be
be
a noble
Shija.
thing. Then to be that is to be the other, I guess. Man, that's brutal.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a more brutal one next time.
Okay. And again, I
So,
mean, that leans very
Whatever
heavy.
toothpaste that one.
yeah, I see.
Sashi
Buki Jukshin Metotram Rira Lingshin Inde Gembadi Sangye Shindu Mikte Uwargi Drogur Nanda Shimla Druparsho Yang Guru Ratna Mandala Kamni Atayami
Yewa
Di Gyewokun Sunam Yeshe Tsotsokshin Sunam Yeshe Lejungwe Dambar Kunyi Topar Sho.
Okay.
Nice job.
Thank you,
Okay.
Nisha.
You are doing well.
Yeah, nice, Adam.
Yeah.
Stuff, dude.
But quiet,
Smarter.
6:45 in the morning.
Yeah. Why do we have to do that on Charles? Thanks for coming, Katie. It's nice to have you.
Oh, thank you.